remember, John Iglesias does not play big ball handball anymore. He only plays small ball, so he's trying to learn on the fly here, relearn the bounces. As you know, Dave, the difference in how the ball comes off the side walls and how it comes off the back wall. It's a totally different game. Look at that unbelievable get from Jonathan. And look at this rally putting pressure on Samzon now, and things happening so quickly, and it's Jonathan now with the lead.
John Iglesias at 6-5. Samzon Hernandez gives him a setup, and Iglesias gets it up to 7-5.
Samzon Hernandez not moving forward very well at all. This right now, Dave, looks like the Samzon Hernandez that I watched in Las Vegas this year, where he just was not the same Samzon Hernandez that I've seen. And that's a rally John Iglesias should have actually won a couple of times. And unfortunately for him, loses it.
6-7.
You see how Samzon uses the side wall there to keep the ball off the back wall. That's the skinny V overhand pass. We don't talk about that shot enough, Dave.
Well, we could see it on a replay, but you don't like it in rally scoring. That is unavoidable.
Well, if you don't mind missing 3 points, then yes, we could watch it. Personally, I'd like to see 3 out of the 15 points that decide this game. That's a terrible shot from Samzon. And John Iglesias not doing enough with it. And there's John.
And I told you I called screen. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Sorry? What was it called? I called screen. I didn't see a screen.
Jonathan should know that the player cannot make those calls. We reviewed that, Dave, at the player meeting.
Look at that shot right there from Samzon Hernandez. And there's a timeout called from John Iglesias. The score is 10-7 in favor of Samzon Hernandez. You're watching the men's semifinals, and the finals will be aired tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It's either going to be Samzon Hernandez or John Iglesias. They will face Sal Duenas at 6 o'clock. It looks like the women's finals will be at 5 p.m., which is in 25 minutes from right now.
Hey, just to let you know, I'm off the mic. Just to let you know, if you go down for a ball and you think you got it, don't say buena. Don't say nothing. Just hit it. Yeah, don't say buena, because it's unavoidable if you say anything after you hit it. I'm just letting you know, that way you don't do it.
I like our referee letting the players know exactly what he expects from him. That's a sign of a great referee.
Well, there's a
he
lot
may not
of
be able to ref morning matches, but he's good when he's in the box.
well, a lot of the a lot of the players in Southern California will say buena if they get a ball that they might feel that the opponent doesn't think that they got. So they'll say buena to let them know that it's good. And so the referee's saying, don't say anything after you hit the ball. We don't play like that here.
That was Samzon Hernandez double faulting and giving John Iglesias a point. And now here's a huge setup for John.
What a big two-point swing that could have been. Oh, this is hard to get.
John played it perfectly as the ball shoots out straight, and John finds that left corner. Just an absolute beautiful shot. I know there's a lot of Samzon Hernandez fans in the gallery and watching on the webcast, Dave, that are probably shocked right now. Not expecting this. And John Iglesias, Dave, looks like the stronger player right now. He's the guy controlling the front court. John Iglesias has opportunities, Dave, in every rally to end these rallies, and he hasn't taken advantage of all those opportunities. You hear Jonathan really pumping himself up now. The score is actually 10-11.
Oh,
and
that
Jonathan
ball
just can't quite catch up to that Samzon pass.
12-10.
John Iglesias yelled that he was screened. The referee didn't call it.
And look at Samson. He doesn't complain about anything, Dave. He just goes about whatever the referee calls. There's never an argument.
First of all, yelling out, that would have been unavoidable if the referee isn't going to say anything. Secondly, I was kind of amazed that both players continue to play like that. There's contact there. That one, I think, hit John right in the face. And Samson is a sturdy boy. And I don't know if you've walked up to him and ever shook his hand. This boy is solid.
Well, he could be playing linebacker right now in Division I football.
11.
John Iglesias turned really quick and ran right into him.
Now, Dave, I know I should know this, but is this win by 2 or win by 1?
Win by 1, and look at that shot right there from Samson Hernandez.
Well, that's the best shot that Samson's hit thus far in this match. Beautiful.
That gives Samson point number 13.
13-11.
And it looks like Samson now has turned it up into 5th gear as he now has the 14-11 lead. He needs to just win one more rally, Dave, so even if he loses this next rally, he can win the next rally on John Iglesias' serve and close out this first game. John Iglesias had a setup, Dave, to tie the score at 12. He went for the passing shot down the left instead of killing it into the left corner, which I thought he should have done.
Right.
And that would have made the score 12-all had he converted that. Instead, Samson Hernandez has scored consecutive points and now has game point at 14-11.
You ready to resume?
And here he is.
Okay. This is 14. Possible game point. Serving 11.
Smart shot there from Samson. John runs it down, but he gives Samson the big setup. And Samson really puts a lot into that. And you see the full body turn there from Samson Hernandez. And let's take an instant replay, Dave, of that last point and just watch how much hip rotation Samson uses. And you wouldn't do this in four-wall, Dave. It's much more of a snap, but he throws his whole body into this back wall setup and then does the same on the passing shot that ends the game. And this is all set up by that beautiful two-wall pass here. Now watch how he just throws that whole right hip through the shot here, turning his whole body, Dave.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing here on this shot, just to lock it in. And he does it. John Iglesias, there's no moral victories here, Dave, in these pro stops. And John Iglesias is very disappointed that despite reaching 11 against the top big ball player in the world, comes up short. And now he's got a tall mountain in front of him, and so he'll have to win the next 2 games to advance to the final.
Earlier today, it was Sal Duenas defeating Sean Linning in 2 not quick games. They were very entertaining out here in the men's semifinals of the big ball division, and that means now that Sal Duenas is waiting the winner of this one. Most people predicted it would be a Southern California final, and also some people thought it would be Sean Linning versus Samson Hernandez. Nonetheless, though, Dave, Samson Hernandez, I think, was confident that he would just walk right through John Iglesias, and it's not what's happening out here on the court.
I will say in Samson's defense, he doesn't take anybody lightly. And he treats every opponent he has with respect, so I'm sure he was expecting a tough match here from John Iglesias, and this is exactly what he's received, as John Iglesias pushing Samson around the court, had a number of opportunities there to take the lead, I believe even to take the momentum in that first game, but John comes up a little bit short as he stalls at 11, and Samson scores the last 3 points to take game number 1, 15-11.
Well, we're getting ready for game number 2 here between Samson Hernandez and John Iglesias. Winner goes into the finals. That final match will be played tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. You're watching this live broadcast, please do us a favor and get a hold of everybody you know and let them know that the big ball finals will be aired tonight. We also have the women's finals at 5 p.m. this evening.
Yes, sir. Second
The
game
women,
will be
Dave,
served
will be
by
playing at
Hernandez.
5 o'clock.
Give me a second.
That's in about 20 minutes.
0, serving 0. Play ball.
Now, Dave, I don't know if you noticed it, but Samson seemed to turn it up into another gear when John got to 11 in that last game, and it looks like he's staying in 5th gear here early in this second game, although John Iglesias should have won that rally.
1-0.
The difference between these two guys, Dave, is when Samson has an opportunity to end the rally, he ends the rally. When John Iglesias has had setups, he's not put the ball down.
1-1.
Not a good serve there from John. And you see Samzon pushes him out of that front court and hits a perfect overhand passing shot.
2-1.
We want to say hello to our good buddy and US Open big ball 3-wall doubles champion, Samzon Hernandez partner, Ricky Ruiz, who's checking out the action at work. Hopefully his boss isn't looking over his shoulder there, Dave. And because here at the WPH, that kind of behavior would warrant a fine.
We never text message while we're doing live broadcast.
We're very focused. John Iglesias putting a little bit of a reverse on the big ball there. Came around the outside of that ball, and that's how that ball reacted and hits the floor. Now it's John Iglesias with the lead here early in game number 2. The most difficult part of playing big ball for these 4-wall small ball players, Dave, is the serve. It's hard to hit a serve that's not a setup, because the serves that you would hit with a small ball don't work with the big ball. And John should have driven that down the right wall. Instead, gives Samzon a setup.
There's contact, no call. Wow, John Iglesias is going all out right here.
Well, this is why John Iglesias is one of my favorites, Dave. Actually, these are my 2 favorite athletes in sports competing against one another right now. Very difficult situation here for me.
4-3.
Not a good serve. John Iglesias does what he needs to do as he hits a perfect passing shot down the right side wall.
4-4. Long ball.
Surprised, Dave, that guys are having 2 serves here. We saw in Vegas with the big ball, they only had 1 serve. What a shot there from Samzon Hernandez.
Well, that 1 serve in Vegas was to speed up the game. I think that's something we don't want to do.
Well, actually, you seem to want to just get these matches over with within 5 or 6 minutes. It seems to be your goal. I mean, we've gone to rally scoring, playing to 15. I mean, it seems like you've got a date, and you're trying to just get yourself out of here. I don't understand.
The golden corral.
Okay.
Closes.
See, I haven't even gotten through 5 popcorn kernels yet here, and this match is already almost over. I like to have at least 2 bowls of popcorn, Dave, while I'm watching a match settle in, but I can't do that here with the rally scoring.
I might be one of the first people to tell you I'm sorry. Something I don't like to do.
That's a point. Hernandez, 7-4.
But I guess, Dave, at the Masters coming up in April, they'll probably just play, as an amazing shot there from John Iglesias, they'll probably just play 4 holes because people might not want to watch 18 holes. Might get boring for them.
5-7. Point. Hernandez. 8, serving 5.
Absolutely incredible return there from Samzon. These guys now exchanging flat rollouts. And not a good shot there from John, but he's got the right side open, and Samzon with some great hustle, but unable to make the pickup in that back right corner.
6, 8.
And there's Jonathan with the stiff arm left kill. Beautiful shot, a la Samzon Hernandez with that stiff arm left kill, Dave. And now quickly, John Iglesias has scored 4 consecutive points, tying the score at 8.
Serving 8. Long ball.
John Iglesias came within just 4 points of qualifying here, Dave, losing to Andy Nett. And he's had to sit around this whole weekend and think about what could have been, and he's very inspired here right now. And that's the problem, Dave. Against these great players, when you go low, if the ball's not down, they go lower, and they re-kill.
9, serving 8.
Samzon up to the roof.
John with a no look up to the roof.
Samzon with the tomahawk and a flat kill from Jonathan Iglesias. Now tied at 9 here in the semifinals.
And let's take a quick instant replay of that last shot from John Iglesias. That's actually his third completely flat rollout in this game. Watch this here, Dave, as Samzon goes for the bottom board and John Iglesias diving in and a flat kill.
Unbelievable dive right there from Iglesias. There's people here in the overflow room. It's the viewing theater, court number 3 at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club.
And when
enjoying
you say people, you mean person.
Oh, there's a group of people in here. Nadi Alvarado hanging out. He was there at that pro player meeting, and he appreciates the efforts that we're making to try to get the pros to be more friendly with the Joes and the juniors. That's why he's hanging out, having conversations with some of his fellow handball players. I know you went out to dinner with Nadi Alvarado tonight.
It was actually lunch. I know, Dave, just because you've already had 4 meals today doesn't mean that it's dinner time.
That's a point, Hernandez.
Nadi Jr. enjoying the shtick here in the webcast booth.
39.
Nadi knows that it's not 4, it's more like 8.
Point, Hernandez.
And John Iglesias gets himself so close, Dave, and then Samzon just pulls away again. And there's Samzon with a flat roll. Should have never had that opportunity, as John Iglesias had a ball sitting right in his wheelhouse off the right side wall, but didn't convert. And now this is Samzon going to that extra gear as he comes within 3 points of these games. Samzon just takes a little bit more turn and a little bit of a faster swing into the ball, producing about 5 to 8 more MPHs on the ball. John Iglesias senses that momentum shift and he takes the timeout. Smart play there from Jonathan.
This is the men's semifinals. Samzon Hernandez wins the first one. And now he's trying to take down game number 2 as he wants to prepare for a final match tonight against Sal.
I think he's going to do it, Dave. I think John Iglesias will come back and win this game. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dave, but he was actually standing right in front of me, and that was my way of offering encouragement while sounding like an announcer. And I had to jump on top of you to do it.
Well, I'm used to it.
Ready to resume play, Iglesias? 12, serving 9. Short.
John wishes that hadn't been called short as he flat killed the return.
Second serve.
And now Jonathan in the same spot that he was in game number 1. Excuse me, Jonathan trailed 11-12 in game number 1. He's now down 13-9. I believe, Dave, it's nearly impossible to come back and rally scoring from this kind of deficit. Our referee calling a perfect game, I believe, Dave. This is like Don Drysdale for the Brooklyn Dodgers in the 1950s, who threw a perfect game in the World Series. Our referee throwing a perfect game. I know, Dave, you don't follow baseball much, so you weren't able to really relate.
Samzon just tried to flip that ball up to the front. I can't relate because you're using baseball references. I wish you would use everything.
I didn't know that you like baseball. These matches, Dave, so fast that you and I really can't get into our full shtick. It's more like a half shtick when it's rally scoring, just like the matches are about half as long.
This is 14, possible game point match, serving 10.
And you heard our referee, match point for Samzon Hernandez. And John had the easy shot and he misses it there.
And he's frustrated with himself, but he gives a hug out to Samson Hernandez, who will be in the finals. And we now have the women's finals coming up in 8 minutes right here on this show court.
And Nadia Alvarado Jr. will be commentating. He'll take the play-by-play here.
And I will give my headset to him, and it'll be you and Nadi for the women's finals.
Should be interesting.
That will be fun. We'll be back in about 8 minutes from now for Tracy Davis versus Ashley Moeller. Women's finals here at racefor8.com. Stick with us.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning it. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.